We're going to be talking about books that helped me lose weight. So let me set the stage for you. It was 2020. I was 20 years old, about to be 21, and I really wasn't happy with who I was. I was at a breaking point in my life, literally. I had never been so sad in my life, and luckily for me, I had a mother who always told me, Marina, problems are meant to be solved. And I did not wallow in my self-pity, at least not for an extended period of time. I definitely did wallow, but I started asking myself questions, and I started reading a lot of books, and I did a lot of reading and a lot of journaling. And I feel like in that time period, I read a lot of books that helped me understand better what I wanted for myself. And it really is that deep. Because here's the thing. Most of us know what we need to do to lose fat, right? In theory, it's very practical. It's very simple. Eat less, move more. But in practice, it's a completely different ball game. And it's all in here. So I feel like since we are a product of what we consume, reading these books through this very tough time for me helped strengthen my self-perception. It helped strengthen my outlook on life. And I really want to share these books with you because it's in here, bro. The work is in here. So let's just fucking get started, okay? Book number 1. This was probably the first book I read. It's called Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. When I read this book, I was struggling with binge eating, and I read this book because it was free on Amazon. I was a starving, broke college kid. I was not starving, but I was broke, and I didn't want to spend any money. So I would download free books off of Amazon. This was one that I happened to download. I remember disliking the book. I haven't read it now that I'm older. I remember I disliked how cushy woo-woo it was, but I remember I had a lot of positive takeaways from it. It taught me a lot about mindfulness. It taught me about that pause that you can take between a thought and between an action. So in my case, when it came to binging, it taught me how to pause before a binge. And it basically taught me how to sit with uncomfortable feelings. And it actually introduced me to my favorite poem. To this day, my favorite poem was a poem that I first read when I read this book. So this book straight up helped me begin learning how to heal my binge eating disorder. And it's very hard to lose weight when you are struggling with a binge eating disorder. So that's what that was for me. This book is called Attached, The New Science of Adult Attachment, or How It Can Help You Find and Keep Love. So this book made me realize that I had very unhealthy attachments in relationships. I was either very avoidant and mean to boys, and I would only date people that I felt like I had control of the situation, or I was very anxiously attached where I would pine over someone and I would, idolize them, and they would become my fixation, which isn't fair to that individual because nobody wants to be someone's religion. You know what I mean? Like, people deserve to be loved for their full ugly. And I feel like when you date someone that you're obsessed with in an unhealthy way, it's not fair to either party. So it kind of showed me that I was not in a place to be in a relationship, and it kind of allowed me to fucking take a step back and just be like, bitch, just take a fucking break from dating. You're just not in a place to date right now. Why don't you focus on creating a healthier relationship with yourself first? So this book kind of almost like gave me permission to be single for like 2 years and do a lot of work on myself. These 2 books are related to like higher education and financial literacy. Smart Women Finish Rich and Hacking Your Education. They kind of helped me through my decision of dropping out of college. I dropped out of my undergrad degree, taught me about financial literacy, taught me to take accountability for my actions, and it gave me courage to pursue my dream of starting my own business, being my own boss, and being a personal trainer and online coach. And then 2 honorable mentions, okay? Honorable mention number 1, The Psychology of Overeating. I didn't actually read this book back in that 2020 era. I actually read this book, I think, last year. And it's such a quick read, but it literally teaches you how we live in a society that perpetuates obesity. Like, it makes it very difficult to not be obese. And I really like this take. It helps us understand that obesity is not as simple, you're just a fat, lazy slob and you need to be more disciplined. There's levels to this shit, bro. Like, food is an emotional thing. Food is a comfort thing. There are economic variables at play, like socioeconomic, like there's a lot of things, moving parts around the obesity epidemic. It helps me be kinder and more gracious with myself. Our bodies were not designed to be exposed to such hyperpalatable foods 24/7. Like, our bodies did not evolve, bro, to live in the world that we live in. And it starts to, like, you start to realize that obesity is just a manifestation of the disease that is overconsumption. Really, really cool read. Final book, The Binge Eating Prevention Workbook. The only reason I read this book is because I wanted to better understand how to support my own clients that were struggling with their relationship to their bodies and to their food. I didn't actually read it back in that 2020 era, but god damn it, I wish that I did, because it would have been so helpful for me. Because, like, everything that I read in this book, I was like nodding along, like, did that helped me. Already put that into practice. So if you're surprised that none of these books actually have anything to do, at least not directly, with fat loss, don't be, because the reason why you can't lose fat is not because you're lazy and undisciplined and a slob. There are a lot of other things psychologically happening underneath. Changing our habits is no easy task. I don't know, when you begin to question everything that you've ever known and you start opening yourself up to reading these books that present you with an alternative reality, an alternative truth, it helps you to better understand who the fuck you are, why you do the things that you do. Why is it that we do stuff that we don't want to do? Why is it that we snooze our alarms when ultimately we know that it's in our best interest to not do that? Why is it that we binge eat when we ultimately know it's in our best interest not to do that? I hate calling them self-help, but these essentially self-help books helped me learn a lot about myself. And when you start seeking to improve and learn one aspect of your life, it starts seeping into every other aspect of your life. So for me, healing my relationship to my body and to food required introspection. It required me to look at my finances, my relationship to myself, my relationship to others. There's no way around doing the emotional work in here. I hope this was helpful. Let me know if you've already read any of these books or if you're adding any of them to your reading list. I've loved all of these books. And yeah, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please send it to someone that you think might benefit from this information. Don't forget to subscribe if you're into that. And click that little notification bell so you never miss another video from me ever again. Bye.